Hello, cats and kittens, it's me. If you would like to hear my hair loss and wig story, this is something I never thought I would actually really talk about in one video at length, but if you'd like to hear it, then please stay tuned. I promised Bethany Fuller a while ago that I would do this video, and I know I've probably mentioned previously that I have some chronic health issues. So I kind of put off this video and the 2 wig recaps that I have to do. I've not had the energy. I'm trying to get there, but I did want to record this video because I did promise that I would do so. And I should have screenshotted and wrote down her questions, but she basically asked what my hair loss journey and my wig journey. So I'll try to give you a little background, and then I'll try to get through it as quickly as possible so that this isn't like a 20-minute video. So basically, background, when I was growing up, I was a tomboy. I wasn't particularly girly. I think the worst thing that happened to me in terms of beauty as a kid was I had long-ish hair. I had collarbone length hair. And my cousin tried to cut it, and she really messed up the haircut. So we pretty much had to cut off almost all my hair. I looked like a boy. So it was cut like a boy's hair. And that was devastating, and I got made fun of a lot. And I had to be dressed extra girly until it grew out. And I did not like that period of time. Ever since then, I kept it fairly short until junior high. I grew it out for about 2 or 3 years to just about my backside. And then there was another mishap. I went to get my hair cut. The woman didn't speak English, so she had an interpreter. And she basically took my hair from almost to my backside to about this length. And then I decided at that point I was never gonna really grow it out again. So fast forward to, I'm in my early 20s, I was about 20 or 21, and I went to get my hair cut. And the gentleman who was cutting my hair, you know, they always want to touch your hair and look at your scalp and do all this stuff. So he was touching my hair, and he said, you know, you've got a balding spot right here in the front, and I didn't realize that. So again, I tend to be a bit oblivious to myself. I'm not a good judge of me. So he suggested, you know, Rogaine or Minoxidil or whatever, vitamins, all these different things. And he said, well, but if you stop using the Rogaine, all the hair you would have lost will come out. So I was like, well, I'm too lazy for that. Like, I already know I had trouble, you know, remembering to take my birth control pill, let alone remembering to put stuff in my hair. So I was like, that's not happening. So I just changed my hair part. And then I went on like that for a while. You know, I looked at other girls and I thought, I wish I looked prettier. I wish I were this or I wish I were that. But I never dwelled on it. I think it was a normal thing to feel at times, but really, I just don't remember focusing on it. Until I was in my late 20s, probably about 28 or 29. And the person I had been with since I was about 19, I found out he was cheating with someone else, and they had been doing that for about 2 years. I thought she had things that I didn't, like maybe she had more hair, blonde hair. She was slimmer. So it made me feel I think the feeling of inadequacy actually overcame the feeling of like I've lost something or the betrayal or the hurt. I really felt not good enough. When I was growing it out for a little period of time, I went through a stage where my scalp hurt very badly and I was very sick. I'll post a picture. But my scalp was hurting really badly and I couldn't wash my hair because it hurt to touch my head. And so I'd wash my hair about once a week, and I had a little tiny donut hole bun about like that on my head that I would wear for the whole week. And my hair was really thin. I mean, I literally had just a few strands of hair here in the front for my fringe. It was pretty bad. And I was sick and my face looked swollen. I'd lost a bunch of weight. I didn't feel great about myself. So I did buy a couple wigs about a decade ago. A short blonde one that I think I have a picture of somewhere. I had a long black one that was a little skin top. I didn't feel confident to wear them out because I had worn like a ponytail extension once that matched my hair to work, and I had gotten some comments that made me feel uncomfortable. And this was like a decade ago. It made me feel really uncomfortable, so I decided not to wear my wigs to work except for like Halloween. Most of the time they didn't see the light of day, and they weren't anything super expensive. You know, I continued going on with like people giving me advice. I talked to my doctors about it over the years. You know, they said, oh, it's genetic, or it's your seizure medication, or it's stress. I mean, you know, they came up with all these reasons. So I just accepted that. Tried thickening products. You know, stylists are always trying to sell me stuff to make my hair thicker, and suggesting I keep it short to make it look fuller and all that. One was like, hey, you know, bleaching it, you know, will damage your hair and it'll make your hair look fluffier. And so I grew up my hair a little bit. My hair was doing okay. I met my husband. We got married. By the time we got married, my hair started to the longer it got, the more it looked yuck. thin and fine. To me, this was to me. No one ever said anything negative to me about my hair. I would always get that feeling that I don't have the right to wear a wig because I'm not undergoing any treatments that will cause me to lose my hair. I don't have alopecia. I didn't even know what alopecia was until a couple of years ago. I haven't been diagnosed with anything that anyone would feel like you should wear a wig for. I mean, I do have thyroid disease. I do have a lot of health issues, but, you know, people are like, well, you have hair. So it's like, yeah, that comes and goes and falls out and looks like crazy. And, you know, that I've never been super happy with, but I just accepted it because that's kind of how I felt society wanted me to feel, is to accept that I was never going to be good enough anyway. So what was the point? Right? After my son was born, I was growing my hair out. My husband likes long hair, and had some coloring mishaps with henna. And that stuff does not want to come out of your hair, by the way, just so you know. My ponytail was about like that. My hair was looking scraggly and thin. And so finally I just said, you know what, honey, I think I'm going to shave my head. And he was like, no, that's fine. Like, no worries, you know? So we went to the salon locally, and I said, hi, I'd like to have you shave my head. And the girl like could not handle that. So she went and got her boss, and she was like, do you have cancer? I'm like, no, I don't have cancer. No, I'm not undergoing chemo. No. I said, I just want to do it. Okay. I said, I'm not depressed. I'm not having a Britney Spears moment. You know, no disrespect to Britney Spears. Because I think she's done quite a lot. So I think she's come a long way. So many props to her. I was like, I'm not depressed. I'm not in the midst of a crisis. I'm not self-loathing. This is not a self-harm related thing. I just am not happy with my hair, and I want to shave it off, and I want someone who's a professional to do it for me, because otherwise I might totally jack it up. So after several minutes of counseling and talking to me about it, they finally did it. And I was so happy. I've never felt so powerful in my life. Like the smile on my face wouldn't go away. It was like everything was lifted, and I didn't need to feel good enough for anybody else. I didn't need to feel like I had to look like Pamela Anderson, or, oh my God, I can't even think about who's considered hot now. You know, like I didn't need to look like Britney Spears, or I don't know, Rita Ora, or Shakira, or whoever. I didn't feel like I needed to be that person. I didn't feel like I needed to grow out hair that was not working for me. And even though my family kind of reacted like, I don't understand, you have hair, why would you wear wigs? And they still think it's pretty weird. They don't tend to say much about it. They just go, oh, that's nice. It doesn't matter anymore. I was self-conscious here in the village because I live in a rural area. And at first I wore wigs. I'd wear the same wig every time I had to go out, like to take my son to school or something, but I wouldn't. I'd wear different ones when I went to like the mall or the grocery store or something. So, you know, and most people didn't know me, and I didn't talk to a lot of people, so no one really noticed. And then when he started this preschool and I started seeing and interacting with a lot of the other moms, and suddenly my hair was changing, people would like look, and you know, they were trying to figure it out, but I didn't know if they were getting it or not. And someone was like, oh my gosh, did you get extensions? I'm like, no, it's a wig, you know. So I just tell everybody, because at the end of the day, you know, like someone said on Instagram the other day, it's my hair, I paid for it. You know, and the way I feel about it is, I like the way that I look with different hairstyles. I like the way that I look with different makeup. I like the way I look when I wear different clothes. To me, every day is an opportunity to be the self that I want to be. It's not about the person who lives across the street from me. It's not about looking good for the other mothers at the school. It's not about anything but my own feeling good about me. So at the end of the day, I can whip off the wig. I can take off the makeup. And I'm not wearing any makeup right now, so this is me totally makeup free with my, you know, spots and everything. But at the end of the day, I am just me. And I have been through a lot of stuff in my life. And that has made, and I don't feel bad about it for a second. And when people have heard my life story and they go, oh my God, you can't catch a break, you know, and they say they feel bad, or, you know, oh, I hope you feel better. There are realities that it's taken me many years to realize. One, I'm never going to feel better. I have chronic health issues that will never go away. There's a genetic component. You know, my mother had serious and poor health until she died at the age of 63, I think it was, last year. Same thing with her twin, my aunt. You know, lifelong health issues, lifelong issues with her hair. And, you know, they weren't happy but I choose to look at all the things that go on with me as an opportunity to empathize and feel compassion for other people. So I don't for a second feel sorry for myself, or I try not to. It's hard not to sometimes, but I just think I have been blessed with an incredible gift of empathy and compassion, and I'm able to understand others and apply my life experiences to help uplift other people. So do I feel bad about my hair coming and going? No. Do I feel bad about my health issues? No. It's given me a wealth of information, and it's given me opportunities to meet people that I never would have had if I were just like everybody else and just felt great all the time and had all this energy at the end of the day. And you know, this helps me keep my mind off of what's going on in my body, and this helps me to look at myself and envision myself as the person who is in my head. And the makeup can help me do that, and wearing things that are fun and quirky and weird, you know, except I always wear this damn sweater because I love this sweater. It's really comfortable. But at the end of the day, it's just something on the outside, and I like who I am on the inside. So I'm not obsessed with the way I look. I'm not somebody who needs to be skinny and perfect and fit some kind of societal mold. I determine what is good enough for me. It will never be determined again by someone else, because the times that I did let other people in my life impose what they thought was beautiful and what they thought was important onto me was miserable. They already had an image in their mind of what they needed someone to be, and I was never going to fit that image. And I never felt the love and the attention, and I never felt the acceptance that a person should feel. Everybody deserves to feel good about themselves, whether you have hair or you don't have hair, whether you are on one end of the weight spectrum or the other. Wherever you are with any part of your life, you deserve to feel good about you. I don't care what anybody says. You deserve that. You know, you go through too much shit in your life to not deserve it. I personally had to stop with the obsessing. I don't have this, I don't have that. I'm perfect the way I am. No makeup, wig, you know, this is who I am. This makes me feel good, and it makes me feel self-confident, it makes me feel powerful. And it lets me have fun, because if I didn't inject some fun into my life, it would be very difficult. So don't let things be more difficult. Don't let anyone tell you that you are not good enough, because they are absolutely wrong. So anyways, I'm getting teary now. I hope this has been helpful to someone. And Stuart Smalley said it better than me. Shout out to Al Franken. You are good enough, you are smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like you. And if they don't, F them, that's their problem. You're good enough. Take care of yourself and take care of others, to steal from Jerry Springer. And have an absolutely wonderful, whatever it is, day, night, morning, something. Okay? Bye.
And the two-wig cat rig. Let me try it again. Hello.
Oh, you are.
Anyhow, I lost a bunch of weight at that point. I'm going to pause this in case the neighbor comes back by. Oh, hi kitty cat. There's a kitty over here. So anyhow,